collar.
Okay, yes. Welcome to Open Collar, the show where I'm not afraid to say I'm not changing. I like me. My wife likes me. My customers like me. Because I'm the real article. What you see is what you get. I am Corey Willis. He is Steve McCoy. Welcome to Open Collar.
Oh, John Candy.
Oh, yes.
God love
I
him.
thought of doing the whole monologue, but I'm like, you know what? That's a little run. A little long of a run.
You just need to say like the first 2 or 3 sentences, and then everybody who knows exactly what that is. Powerful scene. It's a powerful scene.
Trains, and automobiles. Did you know, truth be told, I saw that for the first time only a couple years ago.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the few John Hughes movies I hadn't seen. Like, because I was more of the like the Brad Pack stuff, the Ferris, the Breakfast Club, stuff we talked about last week.
Right.
But then as you get older, you branch out into the more, it's still a comedy, but the less about the kids, more about like grown-up situation.
Yeah. That's I'm surprised. I'm surprised to hear that.
I thought that would have been like Martin and a huge John Candy fan.
Yeah.
Like Uncle Buck. I watched Uncle Buck like religiously.
And a cameo by young Kevin Bacon as well in that movie at the very beginning.
Very beginning. That's right. With the
he has the newspaper roundup and hits his hand. You're not getting my cab. That movie was not on once over the American holiday season on AMC. Not once. Didn't see a commercial for it, and we know how AMC is, where they just have the same movie on repeat.
Yeah, they seem to have the great.
PTA was not one of them. PTA was not in that rotation this year.
They had Great Outdoors. Seemed to be more of the other John Candy ones. What's the other one? That's like very similar to Great Outdoors.
Oh, like Summer House or Summer Vacation. Yeah. Summer Rental.
Yeah, Summer Rental. Yeah.
That's one of his lesser.
Yeah.
Lesser known ones. Yeah.
Because that legit, like that's him. Like there's not really a big supporting cast or a big name supporter in that one.
So what are your top 3 Candy movies?
Top 3 Candy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, well, Planes, Trains, Uncle Buck, obviously. And I guess what would be the bronze medal? Because like a lot of his stuff, I find like that I remember him mostly on is cameos, like Home Alone, National Lampoon's Vacation. He's in the theme park.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
His first one. What about Harry Crumb?
Yeah, I was gonna say Harry Crumb, but I was just trying to think. Well, I'll probably it's not his starring vehicle, but he does have a decent role in it. It would be Stripes.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Bill Murray, 1981.
Murray Harold Ramis. Also, that was my alternate intro because I watched Stripes the other day.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a quote. This is we're not afraid to say we're mutants. There's something wrong with us. There's something very, very wrong with us.
I haven't seen Stripes in, I want to say, at least 27 to 20, 25 to 27 years, at least. It's never on TV. You don't if you don't stream it, you don't think about it. Or if it's not streaming, pardon me, then you wouldn't think of it, right?
Yeah, I wasn't streaming. I was on. I think we changed our TV package. Stop there, kids. For the kids listening. There's a thing called television that's not just the box. We're talking like a television service provider, not Netflix, not Crave, not. So we changed our packages. So there's some channels we lost, but we ended up gaining a whole bunch of movie channels. So periodically, at night I'll just flick to those and see what's on and just catch whatever's on there. Yeah, and last night it was Stripes.
So do they have theme nights, these channels? Like is Friday comedy night
we have not to highlight or give props to or free promotion to these channels, but it's Hollywood Suite. So there's a channel that's 70s, 80s, 90s, and 1000 or 2000s. Sorry. But this one was Rewind. This one just jumps all over the place. Yeah, this one just jumps all over the place. And this was Stripes the other night. I think it was like The Matrix. Like, it's all over the place, whatever they throw on.
That is so. One night we have Stripes, next night we have Matrix, and then coming in next is, you know, Crazy Stupid Love or something.
The most insane thing about these channels is that I was listening to a podcast just after the new year, and they were talking about what's that Julia Roberts one that came out on Netflix?
Like Leave the World Behind.
Leave the World Behind. So they were talking about that. They were reviewing that one, and they said it reminded them of this 80s movie called Miracle Mile.
Okay.
With Anthony Edwards and I don't want to get another Brat Packer from St. Elmo's Fire. What's her name? I got to pull it up. Mayor Winningham.
Okay, yeah.
So basically, the premise of the movie is like he's at like a museum. He meets her. It's like kiss meant love at first sight sort of thing, and he like arranges a date for her at this diner. But he sleeps in and he misses it, right? So he shows up and he's like, "Oh fuck, I missed the date." So he calls her on the phone, tells her I'm at the diner, But then, as he's waiting, the phone rings. He picks it up, and this guy's just rambling, they launched it, like it's happening. It's like you got like whatever hours, and he goes, "What are you talking about?" And then thinking this guy on the phone thinks he's talking to his dad, letting him know that like he guess he's in the military, and they launched nukes, but no one knows about it. And like, you know, he's like kind of like, what the hell's going on? And then like you end up hearing like a gunshot, and then someone picks up the end. It's like, what's going on? And he's just like, you didn't hear anything. So like leads to the belief like shit, like this is like actually happening. So the rest of the night is it's him and the patrons of this diner know that nukes are coming, but no one else knows. And that's like the rest of the movie, like trying to get out of town and
Huh.
So I'm like, oh, and then it was fucking on TV. Like the night after I listened to the podcast. So I watched that. It is pretty messed up.
I wonder if it is because of the Leave the World Behind that they're like, oh, you know, hey, we have our own version of that from a brisk 1988. Yeah. That sounds interesting. Did you see the Leave the World Behind?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. We need to talk about it.
Yeah, it's on my to do.
It's a movie I watched on the way down south on the plane. It was great. I'm interested to talk to you about it, specifically the ending. So,
and there's a nice cameo in Miracle Mile by our good friend, star of No Holds Barred, Kurt Fuller.
I thought you were gonna say Corey Feldman.
No. No. Kurt Fuller like shows up like at the end, and he's like fucking whacked out on something.
So is it worth watching this Miracle Mile?
Yeah, like for an 80s movie, like with no budget, it's not bad.
Okay.
Like it grips you because it's like I said, it's just what do you do when you know something that no one else knows and no one else is gonna believe? Because there's no reason for them to believe it, right?
So do they have a sense of how long it's going to arrive, the missiles?
Yeah, the guy says like 90 minutes or like 5 hours or something. Like by this time, like it's gonna hit. So like they know everything, and they get the fuck out of Dodge, like, you know, rendezvous over here and da. I know I'm saying da a lot. I'll try to stop the rest of the show.
That's when you try and like, you know, speed the conversation. You know, da.
Yeah, like I don't want to say everything. Like you maybe just check it out.
I will. I'll have to check it out. I like movies like that. I never even heard of it, but that's the guy that was in Top Gun, right? Top Gun.
Goose, yeah.
Goose, yeah.
Edwards. It is on. It's on Pluto TV, Tubi, and then you can pay for it on the other ones like Amazon Prime Video and Apple TV. But why would you want to spend money?
I'm going to add it to my watch list. Tubi is quickly becoming.
That's what I'm hearing.
It's quickly becoming pretty good. Like there's Mask, there's G.I. Joe, there's all these 80s cartoons.
When you said Mask, I went to Eric Stoltz's Cher movie.
No.
Rocky Dennis. I'm like,
no,
really? That's the pull you're gonna take?
That's what you're. That's
this kid who's got like this giant head, and it's about like loving
was that called
yourself.
Mask?
And, yeah,
Was it called? It was. That's right. Yeah, and it was Sam.
In like '95 when The Mask came out on VHS, people were grabbing the wrong one at the video
for
store.
sure. This is not. Boy, that Jim Carrey makeup is looking real good. Should be nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah,
Was it
I didn't
Sam,
know Cher. I thought it was Cameron Diaz. No, it's Cher in this movie.
And who's Sam? The guy with the old. He was in our mustache. Mustache Madness. Sam Elliott. Isn't he in that movie? I'm pretty sure he is.
Yes, he was.
Frightened me. It frightened me as a kid seeing that. But you know what? It was based on a true story. And those bikers were really caring. But no, I was talking about Mask, Mobile Armored Strike Command.
Yes, you are all about Mask cartoon toys.
You know what? Speaking of which, shout out to a colleague of mine at work who asked me for my address. He knows that I like to collect Mask toys. And sorry, audio listeners, but he had sent me a packaged 2-pack.
Oh, nice.
From back in the day. Yeah, so there's Matt Tracker with Ultra Flash and Hondo McLean with Blaster. Yeah, apparently
that's like their gear up top.
Yeah, their helmets.
From a distance, almost looks like pencil sharpeners.
They do, almost like in the erasers that you stick on the end.
Oh yeah, pencil toppers. I don't know why I said sharpener. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
How was the birthday party? Which is why we're delayed to.
Yeah. It was great. Baseball themed. He wouldn't have it any other way, and so
I was just gonna say,
every year we do our scavenger hunt for the boys, and it's not really a scavenger hunt, but he had to throw balls into plastic cups, and if he got all 3 in, or when he got all 3 in, he had to answer these questions. If he got the questions right, he popped the balloon, which had a letter in it. And once he collected all the letters, he had to descramble them. And it was hilarious. I'm not sure if you saw the photo on Instagram, but for those that didn't,
I did.
We had Blue Jays napkins on the table, and the word was Blue Jays. And he was like, July base and base July? And we're like, no, Oliver, it's like literally right in front of you, bud. And he finally got it. And so, yeah, he got a bunch of baseball-related stuff, and had some friends over last night. And yeah, it was good. It was loud here last night. Loud. Lots of
12-year-old boys, right?
Just screaming, running up and down the stairs, playing Fortnite.
Just sounds awful.
Yeah, Jesus. You be quiet. I'm trying to watch my stories. Yeah, it was good. No, it was good.
I was saying the other day I was at work. It was quiet, and I just had my iPad set up and streaming Pluto TV. Shout out Pluto TV. And yeah, I'm like, it's old CSI episodes. So I'm like, I feel like I'm like a middle-aged housewife watching her stories.
Yeah,
got my procedurals on while I'm doing some work, or folding laundry or something.
No, it's so funny you say folding laundry. I used to work at a hotel downtown, and the housemaids, the house cleaners on break would be in the lunchroom, and I used to hate it because I would go on my break and there was one TV in the lunchroom, and they'd always be in there watching Days of Our Lives or some fucking show about their stories, and they'd be folding towels, and great, now I've got to watch Kevin Newman or whatever the guy's name is, and Young and the Restless, and basically I knew the whole story within 6 months of working there. It was awful. But yeah, they'd be folding their laundry, watching their stories. So nowadays, though, you just watch it on your phone.
Yeah, everything's on the phone, which is where you can stream us, youtube.com.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
episode on your phone,
26.
Watch us or listen later when it's on your podcatcher aggregator. That's your favorite
word. So let me ask you, do you listen to podcasts at a faster speed, or do you listen to them at the speed that they're recorded?
Speed that they're recorded, and if it takes longer than it needs to, then I just spread it out over however long it takes.
Okay. I've been dabbling in the 1.5.
I'm not in a rush.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I've been dabbling in the 1.5, and it really, I'm finding that I'm having to rewind a bit because I keep talking too fast, and then I forget that it's on 1.5.
Well, we're old.
I know. It's true.
The kids talk too fast for our age.
Slow down, son. Slow down, sonny.
It's like the argument of why speed in a car. You'll get there when you get there. Like it will finish when it finishes.
That's a good approach to have, though.
Except for when I'm driving, and it's like, get the fuck out of my way.
Gotta get there now.
Like it takes me 7 minutes door to door, but I would like to get there in 6. Just because, again, if I'm going to work, I might as well just be there.
Every second counts. Every second.
I've been seeing a lot of people post on social this. I don't want to say it's a meme, or maybe it's a new mantra that people are feeling. This is that your start time at work should not be 9 a.m. It should be your start time starts when your commute does, because like you're driving to work, so that it's not your time, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if we're gonna start seeing that where it's like, you know what? Yeah, my shift starts at 9, but I'm in the car at 8:30. So really, I start at 8:30. So I'm piecing out at 4:30.
Well, did you know that flight attendants don't start to get paid until the cabin door is closed? Once that cabin door closes, then they start to earn.
Once we are pressurized.
Wage. Yeah. And then, so you think about it, like if there's a flight that's delayed, or if there's a passenger who's causing a scene, or whatever the case might be, they're not getting paid for it until that cabin door is sealed shut. So I'm sure there are professions like that.
I was gonna say, if that is the case, like, good on them for being at all like friendly and accommodating while you were boarding. I'd be like just sitting there not doing a goddamn thing.
They're just sitting at the
front,
your own
seat.
A cigarette. Look on your fucking ticket. Jesus Christ. Yeah. No, but instead they're like, welcome aboard. I'm not getting paid yet. Welcome aboard.
That's right. I am off the clock. No, you can't trouble me off the clock. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Or you get me this time to this time. Before and after, that's my time.
It's my time. I'm on break.
You think we will ever live to see a 4-day work week become the norm like they're trying out in Europe?
I think so. Eventually it'll be 1 week after I retire.
Yeah.
Like that's when it'll look.
And you think they'll adjust it so it's like they'll add those extra hours in?
Like I honestly
40-hour work week will be 4 days of 10 hours.
For sure. I mean, I think the reason why they're not doing it is because there are a lot of professions out there that are already working 10-hour days, 5 days a week. So they don't want to disrupt that, because now when I turn off the laptop, I'm done for the night. I don't go back to the laptop until the next morning. But yeah, there are people there that will answer emails all hours of the night, on the weekend. I used to do that when I was in sales, but I'm no longer in sales, so I don't have to worry about that. But going back to your original question, I think, we will get to a point where it'll be 4 days a week. Just depends on what our AI overlords will want for us in 20 years.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like where I am, how many bodies are easily AI replaceable? Yeah, and I'm starting to find a lot.
AI is, it's coming.
And the thing about there is some that easily are replaceable by AI, and some that are even replaceable by software we use.
Yeah.
But it's just like people going out of the way to show that they are like, I'm better than this. Like, you have this, yes, but I am
needed.
Do this in addition to this. Like,
that's right.
So you need me, because without that, I'm like, well, no, because we have that. We've licensed it.
Yeah. We can just figure it out.
Yeah. But yeah, AI. Not to knock it, because we've employed it quite a few times here.
Yeah, even though it has 6 fingers and it's illiterate to all fuck.
It saves me the effort of time that I could best be spent not answering emails.
It's true.
And actually catching up on movies.
I
was watching Colbert the other night, and he had Marty Scorsese on there, and they were talking as like, he's the most nominated living director with 10 movies that he's done nominated for Best Picture.
83 now, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's up there.
He's turning 84 this year. Yeah. And I was just thinking back to like the ones that he has. Like, I haven't really not seen that many movies that he's made. Like, because he's done so many. Like, I'm thinking I've seen all the ones people talk about, like, Goodfellas, Casino, like The Aviator, all the recent ones, Wolf of Wall Street, and all that stuff. But I'm thinking, like, like the older stuff I haven't seen, and I have them. Like, I bought them. I just never popped them on. Like, never seen Raging Bull or Taxi Driver. Cape Fear.
Cape Fear was Robert De Niro's Cape Fear?
Yeah.
That was a good movie. That was a really good movie. Because you're not talking the original Cape Fear. You're talking the remake one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I think that's probably the oldest Scorsese movie that I've seen.
I'm very curious to check out The Last Temptation of Christ, just because I've heard how hilarious it is that, like, they're all got like New York accents.
have you seen not Maestro? Yeah. Oh no, he produced that.
No, yeah, Maestro was the Cooper.
Yeah, there's a lot that he's done, man.
Right. Whew. And a lot of music videos he's directed and documentaries. He does. I don't know what's coming out, but he did do a doc of for a reunion special for SCTV.
Really?
Yeah. I was looking up what he had coming as upcoming, and there was an SCTV stuff. So it's got obviously everybody except for John.
He directed the first episode of Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah,
and
he's producer on that.
We're watching that now. He's talented, though. He also did Did he not do Johnny Depp, where he was Whitey Bulger? Was it Whitey? Was it called Whitey? The Boston
Black Mass. No, that wasn't him.
Black Mass. It wasn't him. Okay.
No, it seems very.
Oh, yeah, because it's not New York.
Gotta be Marty.
Yeah.
Oh, Benedict Cumberbatch is in that. No, director Scott Cooper, who.
No idea who that is.
Yeah. Oh, he directed. Crazy Heart, Out of the Furnace. That's really what it. The rest look like things I've never heard of.
Never heard of. I don't think those are real movies, Corey. Those are fan-made trailers.
Oh, you.
Oh, you. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Just he's got a lengthy resume that I clearly have not dove into nearly as much as I thought I did.
The Irishman? Did he not do The Irishman?
He did do The Irishman. Also, have not watched that yet.
I haven't seen it. 3 hours long or 3.5 hours long.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, it's funny. I sit through a 3-hour Endgame or a 3-hour The Batman, but not The Irishman, where people are going to get fucked up.
Was The Batman 3 hours long?
I think so.
Shit. Okay. You can't Endgame or Infinity War. You can't include that in this justification, because you basically had 10 years of buildup of anticipation in seeing this.
Sorry, so 2 hours and 56 minutes.
Right. So you would have sat through.
Apologies.
Yeah.
I watched Oppenheimer. That was 3 hours.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Ever watch like a movie like that's 3 hours, 3+ hours, and then sit there and go, they could have cut this.
Yeah, there was one.
But I'm like thinking like Endgame or something. I'm like, what? It all needed to be in there.
Yeah, there could have been more in there, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. But the one for sure, and we've talked about it before, was The Batman, because that thing ended like 9 times.
Yes, that's right. I totally forgot about that. Where you're like, oh, okay, well, that was a good movie. Whoa, hold on.
There's more.
It's like one of those ones you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go oh no, I'm not gonna go to the washroom. Oh, I'm gonna go to the washroom. No, shit.
Yeah. It's like you filmed all these endings, and rather than pick one, you just included them all.
I've got an idea. Let's take
like Clue.
Yeah, an end credit scene and just attach it to the movie and do that and repeat that. 25 times. You're right. Because what was it? I think the scene where I was like, okay, this has got to fucking end sometime soon was when they were in the was it the hockey arena, like MSG kind of whatever, Gotham
Square Garden. I'm like, okay. Like, were you just like at that point? And you're like, we got to call it something. Just put Gotham Square. Like, we got to get this in by Thursday. Yeah. Okay, well, just put Gotham Square Garden. We'll come back to it.
That's right. Where I was like, okay, the movie's over, and it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't over. Makes you wonder if he's going to do the same thing. I hope in the sequel, right?
Because then, like,
or maybe he just couldn't say.
Flood happens. It gets everybody out of the garden, and then he's on the top of the garden, and it has that shot, coming down of him looking up. I'm like, oh, that's the end, right? Nope.
You know what it was? It was the director of photography not having a fucking backbone and saying no to the screenwriters, where the screenwriters are just ripping off ideas. Okay, I wonder if you do this, and after that we do this, and after that we do that. Instead of you should have said no. The movie ends here. He was a timid person and was like, oh, I guess we can put that in. We can find room for it.
Yeah.
Sir, the rundown.
No, it ends with him like just driving the bat cycle, and after she goes one way, he goes the other way, and it's driving. Oh, then cut. Like, oh, this is where you're gonna draw the line.
Yeah. This is where you end scene.
Yeah.
Is it coming out this year? Is the Batman?
No, 2025.
Okay, so that sequel is not this year. Okay.
No, it's not. It's not one of like the 20, 24, whatever we said last week.
26.
26.
Crazy.
Lord. All right, I have a bit of some news before we get into our homework and stuff. Follow up to last week. Our boy Pauly's back in the news.
Jesus. It's like the gift that keeps on giving.
I will ask you the question once I tell you why he's in the news, and you tell me if this is what you think too. So apparently he's being sued for assault and battery.
What?
This stems back to an incident that happened at the Comedy Store in 2022. Now, according to the alleged assault and battery, because nothing's come of it.
Yep.
A gentleman said that his security attacked him, and what brings Pauly into this is that he knew and orchestrated his security to attack this person.
Okay, that seems like you could punch a few holes in that story.
Yeah, like Pauly Shore has security. Like, I feel like you could walk down the street in 2023 and no one would, or 2022, and no one would know who he was except for people our age.
And I feel like this person, like, why would Pauly Shore, he's not some evil genius in the background, like, I'm plotting out my next evil deed, which is getting people to attack someone. He's not that
kept
guy.
An extremely low profile since his career effectively stopped in like 97.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's like, you know what, that guy there, guys, go fuck him up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm having a bad night. It's part of my routine at the Comedy Store. Ha ha ha. No, it's not happening.
Yeah, so part of me is like, this guy's in the news now. Things seem to be moving up. Let's put an end to this as well.
I'm curious. You probably wouldn't talk about it on his podcast just because it's still going through the system. But I'm sure that once it's done, I'm gonna go on the side of he didn't do this, and it's probably just someone trying to take advantage of
the goodwill that he's been getting as of late.
Yeah, exactly. For the love of God, Pauly, can you take a nap, please? Like, just get some sleep. Get 8 hours of sleep. And stop looking like you are an insomniac. Maybe he is. Yeah, like, God, dude.
Maybe like he's running the store now, right?
Is he running back to running the store?
I feel like I think he is.
Maybe
not just outside the reality show that he had.
Maybe this was a drunk patron at the store. Who knows? Maybe someone's just trying to make a quick buck. That's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Lock it up.
That's right. And don't call it a comeback. But Johnny Stewart's coming back. So I guess it is a comeback. So he's returning to The Daily Show, Jon Stewart. He left in 2015, so nearly
was it that long later. Ago?
He's coming back until the election, doing Mondays. So once a week he's guest hosting or...
See, and I knew that's why he was coming back, because it has to do with the election. Has to, not to get political, and I'm not going to get political, but as soon as you said he was coming back, I'm like, I guarantee it's because of the election. And then as soon as it's done, he's going to leave, because he's been pretty vocal. Always has been.
Now, there's a lot of people who say, had he not left in 2015 leading up to the 2016 election, we might not have had the result that we had.
That's pretty...
I think the thinking there is the type of people who went that way and voted that way at that time, like this time back then, kind of got their political news from that show and shows like that, versus now where it's all social. Whatever you see posted somewhere, you send to whomever, and that's where you're getting your information from.
Yep.
Because like politics was a joke to most people who didn't follow it, right? So it's like you get this from here. It's like, oh, what's the little quip that John's going to bring out? But he also brought out facts. Like he also told you how it is on top of the jokes. So that's what people think. If he wouldn't have left, possibly things would have went a different way.
Very well could have.
Maybe now thinking he comes back to skew it, but I think it's too far gone now. So it'll be nice to see another voice.
Does it say? Does it say when it starts?
Got my mouse to scroll on my iPad. Like that's gonna make sense.
But and you did say that it's only for Mondays, right?
Mondays.
Yeah, it's 100% for that reason and that reason alone. So maybe
they don't have a permanent. They haven't had a permanent host since Trevor Noah left,
and Trevor took over.
John. Yeah, he took over after John, and then he left shortly after
last year.
Like COVID, kind of the lockdowns and all that stuff happened. They've been doing guest hosts since then.
It hasn't been that long, has it? I want to say it's been a year.
Yeah, like end of 2022, starting 23 begin.
Okay.
It's February 12th is when he's supposed to come back.
I wonder if there's any significance in February 12th, like any primaries or Super Tuesdays or whatever it's called.
It's a Monday.
Super Tuesday. I know, but maybe he's coming if Super Tuesday
probably
is the day before or the day after.
God, but we all know. We all know what's going to happen with the primaries and all that fun stuff. It's already done. It's just a matter of which old guy do you want.
That's right.
Watched again, not to be political, Bill Maher's show last past week. He brought up a good point. Bill Clinton has been out of office for 25 years, and he's still younger than Biden and Trump who are running.
Wow.
Like, isn't that insane?
That's when you put it like that. Because obviously you know that Trump and Biden are old. Like, what, Biden will be 81 if he were reelected, and Trump's 76. And now you're saying that Bill Clinton's still younger and he's been out of office. Well, I think wasn't Bill Clinton the youngest president? No, I think Kennedy was the youngest president.
Yeah, because you have to be, I think, at least 38 or something.
Yeah.
So many caveats that you have to.
Born in America and shit like that, you know.
You have to have some sort of. I guess not, because I always understood there had to be some sort of, like, you had to have like a law or some sort of schooling or something.
No,
clearly not the case.
No. But there's a certain age limit. Obviously, born in the States,
in America.
Yeah. Interesting.
So a lot of controversy this week. So we'll start with this as the joke.
Okay.
So the fact that Joker won an Oscar over Batman in his own movie just proves that the Academy completely missed the point of the film. Joker is evil. As you know, I'm talking about everybody freaking out about the Oscar nominations and Barbie.
Is that why I'm seeing a lot of Heath Ledger posts recently? Because of the snubs that were
birthday or when he died.
Oh, was it? Okay. Okay. I saw Movie Mantis put on something today, and it was about him winning it posthumously and people bitching
the Oscars
about.
would come up. He 2008, January 22nd, 2008 is when he passed. So it's around this time. Probably Oscar nominations would have come out for after he died too.
Okay, so full transparency, I know about Barbie getting snubbed, but I don't know to what extent. Because apparently, is that the controversy?
That's the controversy. Now, let me explain how a snub works. You had a movie get nominated for Best Picture in a category that can go from 5 to 10, and they went 8, and your movie's included. It also got nominated, I think, for song, and how many other ones did it get? Basically, it was, I think, nominated almost in every category except 2 that people wanted in: Best Actress and Best Director. But there's a supporting actor, supporting actress, I think adapted screenplay. Again, I mentioned Best Picture. So did they get snubbed? Really?
No.
Did they get all the categories? No.
But do you have to get all the categories? Like, is this a thing now?
Apparently, to some people.
My God.
And the controversy in the snubbing is that everyone is saying that based on what this movie tells you about how the world is a patriarchy, that a woman not receiving a nomination for Best Actress in Best Actress in a category that's only women is proving that movie right.
You know, there used to be a time when, people looked at the Oscars as, this esteemed recognition, and that if you got nominated for one thing, if you were nominated for one thing within the Oscar realm, that would be an achievement in your career and propel you to, heights that you've never seen before professionally. Mm-hmm. And now we have people that are bitching that they're not in every single category. Like, just pump the brakes here a little bit, and you're nominated, maybe not for everything, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with not being nominated for everything.
No, I've said this before about the Academy Awards with Best Picture. I don't feel that if you have a movie that is not in every category, it should be included in the conversation for Best Picture. Like, if it doesn't have the best director, it doesn't have the best actor, actress, supporting, screenplay, how is it the best picture? And to the extent, like, I guess if you got writing in there, okay, you got acting in there, okay, but you don't necessarily have to hit them all. But you should have at least covered your basis in some of the grounds. And Barbie did that, but again, it's not snubbed. Like, you have 5 spots, so you're saying that this actress in this movie is better than all the other ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
No.
I know.
And like, I've talked about it ad nauseum, not necessarily on here, but like, comedy is obviously subjective. Like, not everybody finds something funny. Like, drama's a bit different. Like, the most common theme coming out of Oppenheimer is everybody's like, fuck, we suck as a human being.
Yeah.
As a human population. And everybody got it. But you go into Barbie and, hi Barbie, hi Ken, all that stuff. And people, haha, this is amazing. And then other ones going out, this is just garbage.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, I've seen people talk about Barbie as in like, oh, this is great for feminism. Well, my kid took it as in, if she's not attractive, she's not going to be happy. So, like, again, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad movie. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a great movie. Doesn't necessarily mean it's best picture quality. It just means it's something that many people didn't get, and maybe the performances are the reason for it. Maybe they're not.
And that's okay.
You can't tell me that Annette Bening, Lily Gladstone, Carey Mulligan, Emma Stone, for their performances are better or worse than yours. They just had 5 slots.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's not like the best picture you can go up to 10.
More and more of the Oscars are just, I mean, Christ. You know what? There was it last year was Chris Rock and Will Smith? Was that last year?
Yeah.
Or was that the year before?
Yeah.
Last year.
No, it was last year.
So every year they're trying to come up with something. Like, are they trying to just stay in the conversation relevant?
Yeah.
Because that's what it's beginning to seem like. It's beginning to seem like, we can't have Kevin Hart because of what he said 15 years prior to that.
Yeah.
Now we've got Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, and now we've got this controversy with, and then before that it was, other snubs, quote unquote. I'm using that term loosely.
Hashtag Oscar so white.
Yeah, it's just enough. Maybe that's why I don't watch it.
It's hard to watch that stuff now. Like it
really is.
Because then you'll have someone come in, they'll win, they'll get up there, they'll put their political ideals on you. They'll take 45 minutes for their speech. The lesser awards will get kicked off the stage earlier, so they make way for the larger big actors, big stars who somehow have longer time to talk. It'll be an hour and a half longer than it's supposed to be. And
does it go over?
Oh, it has always gone.
Does it? Yeah. Okay. Wow. See, and that's what makes what Ricky Gervais did, the Golden Globes, that much better. Because he just said it like it was, and put them all in their place. And my favorite part of that, diatribe was, get up here, don't thank your fucking God, just thank the people that's important and get the fuck off the stage. Oh, it's so good. Joe
Pesci had the best Oscar speech when he won for Goodfellas.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
So he walks up to the stage, shakes whatever, turns to the mic, says, "It's been my pleasure," and walks off.
It's amazing.
That's it. That's his speech. Like, that's Joe. That's Joe Pesci.
That's awesome.
So
it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. So Oppenheimer leads the way. 13 nominations. Obviously front runner, because why wouldn't it be? Poor Things comes in at 11. Killers of the Flower Moon has 10 nominations. Barbie has 8. Maestro 7. And then it goes down from like a bunch of movies with 5, a couple with 3. So I don't know. Oh, and for those people wondering how the voting goes for the Oscars, each category is, so the Academy itself is broken into groups. So there's part of the Academy is directors, part of the Academy is producers, part of the Academy is people who work in makeup and costume, people who are writers. So they all vote on their particular category.
Okay.
So it's basically a culmination of all the other awards preceding it, like the WGA awards, the Directors Guild awards, like all that, and SAG. So voting is actors vote on actors, directors vote on directors, but everybody votes on the best picture. So if you have a problem with who got nominated for best lead actress, blame the actors, not the overarching entity that is the Academy. It's literally the actors within said Academy who votes for their peers.
So it's a popularity contest.
Yeah. Now, directors, you could say it's a boys' game because there's a lot of male directors and not so many women get directing gigs, especially big, high-profile ones, which is unfortunate.
Well, like Patty Jenkins after Wonder Woman should have gotten more movies to direct, breaking records, and then
she did, and then Wonder Woman 84.
Oh yeah,
kind of like yeah. Then all these projects, like, oh, where's the delete button?
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, well, that never got announced. That's over.
Patty's going back to the pen.
Yeah. Because then, I think Star Wars movie went away. The third Wonder Woman went away. The whole universe went away.
That was a bad movie.
And the fact that it was set in the 80s had so much promise.
And the trailer was misleading. It was leading us on like this movie is going to have all these 80s tracks and like it's going to be great.
Yeah. I think
What
just the
soundtrack?
opening, opening scene, I think
What
had
was
it.
the fucking, where was the soundtrack? And that was during COVID too. And I remember like obviously we were staying inside and it was just so disappointing. Anyway.
Imagine how disappointed would it be if you would have, put out your pennies to see it in the theater. Lay down your 2 bits and like, oh God.
Okay, so yeah, I guess it wasn't that bad. No, but I rented it.
Oh, that's right.
So
still cheaper though. Still cheaper than
still
going.
cheaper. But still,
unless you went by yourself.
I paid for it.
Oh, and you paid
just
for it.
Terrible. Yeah, it was Pablo. What's his name? His name. I'm not good with names, Corey. No.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. Thank you. Didn't stop him in that freight train of roles that he's landed.
Oh, what do we know about Barbie? It's a patriarchy. You can be a shitty movie as long as like the male actors come out unscathed.
So should I watch Barbie?
Like if you want to, if you want to know what everyone's talking about, like
part of me
it wasn't for me. Like it's not a it's and I know I sound like I'm shitting on it. It is not a bad movie.
Okay.
It's just not what everyone makes it seem like it is. It's not the be all end all. It's not
groundbreaking.
This like groundbreaking. It is in a sense groundbreaking in that they were able to take something like just a doll, right? A Barbie doll that we're all known to, and do something with it. Like, because really, if you think about it, if you were to think, what would you do with Barbie outside of doing what they've done for decades as an animated movie?
Yeah.
That just is Barbie, not at all doing it as a toy. But this is basically taking what they did with the Lego movie, but trying to take this message of, where women stand in society. Though based on knowing what I know about, like they said about Mattel and how it's portrayed in the movie, they kind of warp it to get this point across, which negates, it ignores, while still minimal, progress that has happened in our actual society with trying to progress and, even things out and equality and all that.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm really bored, then
like it's not going to hit you like it would for maybe the wife.
Yeah, well, she's seen it. She saw it with my niece. My niece came to visit last summer, and she took her, just the two of them.
What'd she think?
She said it was okay. She said it was it was fine.
I think it's more the generation behind us that somehow it's like this is their anthem, versus is like we've over the summer when it came out, and Ashley went to birthday parties and stuff for the kids, and they've the moms have all seen it, and like none of them were like, this is a great movie. It's like it was all right.
Was what it was. Yeah, that's exactly how Jade.
Like I don't know what people are I don't know what people are talking about. Like it's not this giant thing. I think really, I could be wrong. It blew up because of the social media trend of the Barbenheimer. I think that created this false narrative that these movies are the best things out there. And I think people just wanted to be part of that quote unquote craze.
I wonder too if like Roe versus Wade and what's going on in the States with women's rights and whatnot had anything to do with
very
it.
Well
I'm
sure
get
into it.
Yeah, I'm sure it had to do with it. So it was a perfect storm. Would you say it made over $1 billion or close to?
Yeah. Yeah. Worldwide. I think it was it 600 and something in the States?
Yeah, it's insane. Insane. But again, going back
to you get $1.446 billion.
So not 1.5?
No. Sorry. I apologize.
Jeez.
No. Hey, if it helps, Mario got 1.3. So
Mario was good. And that was quick. It was a quick movie. In and out. Got the story across. Done. Boom.
What more did you need? 90 minutes start to finish.
Yeah. Training montage was like a minute flat. It was great. Everything about that movie was great.
Yeah. Also a better soundtrack than Wonder Woman 84.
100% it was. 100% it was.
All right, let's gather our thoughts on Echo, and we'll talk about that after this little break.
It's the incredible Crash Dummies!
Hey, dummy, give me a break! Wheel!
With their crash and bash chair.
Crash Bash!
These guys really take a beating. But no dummy day would be complete without a ride in the crash car.
Whoa!
Don't you be a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
And leave the crashing to us.
The incredible Crash Dummies. Crash and bash chair and other stuff sold separately.
I had those.
I never had them.
I crashed the shit out of that car.
And how many pieces? Like, was it easily crashable?
Yeah, because really all it does is it's just the front end that goes in, and then you just push it back down. It's the guys that come apart. Like they had like buttons, like you were like a button-up jacket, and you press the buttons, like top one, arms and head fly up, bottom one, legs go off. But as what happens with plastic is if you do it too much, things don't stay anymore.
No.
So after a while, like the spring-loaded release would just not catch.
And then what Tyco is for, like, made those kids building blocks, didn't they not? Wasn't that Tyco? Isn't that what they're known for? Yeah. The commercial, again, sorry, audio listeners, we encourage you to go to youtube.com/opencollarpod. But do you remember how big that CGI animation was? And I immediately was like, remember Reboot? Was it called Reboot? And how big that was, and that style, and
Reboot and
the Lawnmower Man.
I have talked about Lawnmower Man a lot.
Lawnmower Man.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not that I watched it again, but for some reason, like we make jokes about AI and shit. I'm just like, fucking Lawnmower Man.
That was a good movie. It was a good movie for its time. Now I probably I want to say that came out in 1992. I'm going to say 1992. And I mean, I haven't seen it since it's come out, so it's been a minute. Does it hold up? Don't know.
Of course not.
Don't know.
It doesn't. But it's the whole idea. They've done that like a dozen times since then, right? Like the slow guy.
I'm fucking good, Corey. I'm good. 1992. I'm just saying. This is my thing.
I'm predicting a future game segment.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But yeah, like it was even Transformers Beast Wars was like that too. Like there was that period of time between, I'm going to say 1990 to 95, 96, where that was just.
Yeah, well, not even just if they did it. Yeah, if they did it for the show, they would incorporate elements in. Like, how many times was there scenes in the 94 Spider-Man where they showed New York and then it's 2D the whole time, but now for some reason we're going 3D here.
Yeah. I just remember being like, that's just the coolest shit ever. And now you're like, it doesn't really hold up, but it's nostalgic, so I'll let it pass.
But then you're like, still better than Marvel sometimes.
Before we get into the Marvel talk, we are working our way through X-Men.
Put this up. Yes.
And we're into the Phoenix saga. So we're the third episode of the 5-part series, and it goes into the Dark Phoenix saga. So it's good. It's really good. We will finish it.
God is my witness.
Yeah.
See, I fixed it up a bit. I got rid of like that odd finger that was here.
It looks good. It looks great.
Not so much when it's small. But okay. We have the new intro. I don't know why I had no sound when I sent it to you.
That was smooth.
Okay. So homework.
Yes.
You want to present your notes to the class?
Yeah, I do actually. Can I start?
Sure.
Let me just rustle some paper here.
Hold on, I got this. For my report,
I watched 6 episodes of Echo, the first Marvel Spotlight.
You had 6
feature, or 5.
There was only 5.
No, I had to watch one episode twice.
Okay.
Because I didn't understand what this was about. It was awful, Corey. It was awful. I literally finished it today. I watched the last 2 episodes today, and I took my time listening to it because, again, part of the problem is that if you're not watching it, you're missing out. So I had to put my phone away. I had to put all my distractions away. I just watched it. And
Kid's gone.
Even in the second half of the 5th episode, I was failing to understand what is this show about.
Mm-hmm. It is such an inconsequential series.
It really it is, and it's an intro to the character that we saw in Hawkeye, sure. But this intro is like 1 episode worth.
Yeah.
But the whole backstory, and I was so confused. And was she gonna kill Wilson? Was she not gonna kill Wilson? Did she love him? Did she hate him? Was she distancing herself from her family? Was she involved in her family's life now? What happened to Bonnie? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I appreciated how we were seeing little vignettes of her ancestors and whatnot. I thought that was cool, and I thought they did a good.
You like the title cards, like this?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty. It was different, and I appreciate that risk that they took in doing something different. And I appreciate them showing respect to like Native American culture, and that's great. I think they need more of that.
Yeah,
if it's done properly. But this wasn't done properly. This was so all over the place, in my opinion, and even like I watched the 5th episode, stopped it, thinking about your comment, think about your comment saying homework's done. I said the same thing back to you, thinking to myself, what am I going to talk about? Because I don't know.
There's nothing to talk about.
What to talk about. And I don't know. It was. Thank God there's nothing else coming, I guess, this year. I mean, aside from What If Season 2. But I think they blew their load in the first episode with Daredevil, where I was like, okay, I can kind of maybe, maybe they kind of intertwine this at the same time that seasons were going on in Daredevil, so it was almost like in parallel.
Yeah,
didn't do that. Missed an opportunity there. Yeah, I just didn't know what it was about. So for that reason, I'm out.
Oh well, she only came in here for lasting for 30%, but whatever.
Yeah. Honestly,
yeah,
not even 10%.
Yeah, I was thinking I have to buy you out if I'm going in at all. That it was 5 episodes. They laid out 5 episodes for a 30-second end credit scene that.
Oh, right.
That was carries the story, which carries the story forward from a different show that they canceled that they're bringing back. Like, to me, that's what it was. It was like I watched this for 5 episodes to see the character that I wanted to see have his story move forward. That's going to happen somewhere else. I didn't need the rest of this. You could have just aired that clip, and then I would have been okay. Let's wait for Daredevil, or let's wait for Spider-Man 4 or whatever he's going to show up again.
You know what it was? Do you remember shortly after the Avengers, there was that there were those Marvel one-shots, and it was one of the stories was, I think, an FBI agent found one of the terrorist
item 45 or something like that.
Yeah, whatever it was called, something like that. This series was that. Should have been that, where it was just a one-shot, boom, make it an hour, and you're good. But
almost like Werewolf by Night.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but now Echo is wearing Shang-Chi's costume, because it looks awfully it looked awfully similar. It was. You're right though. That end credit scene is pretty exciting.
It wasn't even that much. Flying a plane. Oh, let me turn this TV up.
But even the end credit scene, even the writing of that scene was so awful in my opinion. The scene itself was good because those that know know where the story is going to go. But even like the news anchors that were talking about it, we've got to have a fighter that fights.
Yeah.
And it's like, could you not be writing? Like, why don't you just say Wilson Fisk? Like, just say his name. There's no way
it was
that
very
news anchors
much
talk like that. Well, it might be too late, but you know what? If it might be the right time, we need a fighter. Someone will get in there and get dirty, get their hands straight. Like, okay, we get
need
it.
Some sort of king that'll pin somebody.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Will somebody come out here and fix it?
See, that would have been better. That would have been better. Was that the only end credit scene? Because I mean, as soon as episodes were done, I was like off.
It's like cleanse the palate. Go back and watch Daredevil.
Yeah, it was. I think I need to because I had 2 episodes left.
And I've seen that from a lot of people just saying, like, they did some cool things, but it was just awful. Like, and again, like, we've seen them start to do things a bit differently through phase 4 and now into phase 5. Or I don't know what phases we're in anymore.
So confused.
They're not learning anything.
No.
That I'm finding. Like, I know the whole Marvel spotlight was supposed to, more grounded, not stuff that affects the greater movie MCU. But if this is what they're gonna do, then what's the point?
Yeah, you know what, you hear, like, they are literally not learning from their mistakes, where it's almost like you want to say to them, nope, go and stick your finger in that outlet, get electrocuted, because you're not going to learn otherwise. You're really not. The that first scene, the first episode part of me was okay because of Daredevil, as I mentioned, but even the choreography for that fight scene was pretty awesome. But that was it. Like, there was nothing that was exciting afterwards. Maybe the fight scene in the bowling alley was pretty cool. I'll give it that. But then I'm also confused on Wilson Fisk. So he gets shot in the head, but then he's just got, like, it didn't cause a hole in his head.
Yeah, they didn't really play that up. If it's like he's got this glass eye in now, like he's got a couple scars.
Was it a rubber bullet? Like, I mean, if that's what it is, then tell us. Because right now it's making us look like, he's not a superhero.
Well, she thought he was dead. She thought she killed him, and then he's not dead, and he wears this patch for a bit, and now he takes it off. And did she heal his eye at the end? Like when she did put her hands on him? Like, what was that scene about?
And so we bitched about how, Wilson, you hire someone to do the sign language for you because you don't want to take the time to learn it for someone that you love, like a daughter, and then you go and kill that sign language person. But I've come to realize the only reason why they did that so that the writers could show off their really cool CGI of the technology.
Yeah, the augmented reality thing.
Yeah, where it's like really
puts that lens in her eye and she can see him sign as he talks, even though he's not actually signing.
Thanks for 15 minutes of that over the course of the series. Like, I would have been more authentic if you had just learned sign language. And Wilson Fisk in the comics is a brilliant person, knows multiple languages, is savvy, is sophisticated.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if someone like him knew sign language, because it would benefit him. And that's what Wilson Fisk's character is all about, is if something benefits him, then he will take advantage of it to its full extent.
I did like I think the idea of him killing interpreters after like a conversation's over is just hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Like, we're done here? Okay.
Yeah, and they've already got all the tarps set up and everything. I swear I won't say anything. Done. But even like the end, like at the end of the episode or the end of the season. See, I'm even confusing. Yeah, whatever it is.
At the end of the movie,
where he's in the room of his house, like, where he killed his father, and
she flashback.
But then she tries to like save him. So where did that end off? Like, are they now cool, or is he just throwing temper? Why is he throwing a temper tantrum on? No. See, I don't know.
Here's the thing I don't understand with that, because like having whatever powers that she has, because it seemed to be a lot in that scene. Like taking him back to a kid and telling him not to use the hammer doesn't change the fact that he beat his father to death with a hammer.
Yeah.
So what? He's supposed to say, no, I won't do what I already did. Now I'm a better person. And then he snaps out of it, yells, what did you do? And then they break away and they go about their business.
Is this maybe like some failed attempt at softening the character because they know that he's going to be the mayor of New York in a future phase?
Nah, like you gotta leave him alone. He's perfect the way he is. He's supposed to be. He's the fucking crime boss.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Anyway, it's a big fail on my part.
Yeah, like you're not gonna have him, crush people's skulls in with a car door like he did in the first season of Daredevil when he's in, battling Spider-Man. But still, like he's not gonna be just.
Yeah,
stop.
leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't know what to do.
Because that's not what everybody wants. Like that's why he's back. Like that's why he's here. All right, on a resounding scale of 1 to 0. What are you giving Echo? I pleased myself with that one.
I'm gonna give, I don't even know. The end credit scene, I'll give a half a point.
So with a half a point for the end credit scene, a half a point for Charlie Cox showing up as Double D.
There you go.
You got 1 point. Yeah,
terrible.
And like the funny thing is, like it was originally conceived as 6 episodes. Then they cut the budget. So what would they have done with another episode? Because they didn't do anything with the 5 that they had.
And what is Spotlight? Like, what is Spotlight?
After this, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Because if this is what they're going to do, because then you begs the question of what Wonder Man is going to be when it comes out, and all the other shows that they were planning on doing. Weren't they going to do Nova as a series too?
Yeah. I'm just wondering if Spotlight is like, again, going back to their failed attempt, but at least they attempted to recognize Native American culture, if that's what Spotlight is, right?
Yeah.
Like a historical, like they recognize historical facts or whatnot, however you want to say it. I don't know. Will there be a season 2? God, I hope there isn't.
No.
And she doesn't she just, I didn't buy her being Echo at any point. And then it was like, oh, she conveniently gets these powers now. Like,
yeah, that I didn't get either.
Yeah, I just,
especially when they say it's supposed to be something that's more grounded. Like something to be grounded would be like Luke Cage-esque. I know he's a man who's got, impenetrable skin.
Well, so does Kingpin now, apparently.
I guess the eye socket's different there, Steve. You can penetrate the eye socket. Maybe it just was like adjacent, eyeball adjacent.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like a more grounded story doesn't really have superpowers, I don't think.
Okay. Well,
but
you know what? We're gonna do this great grounded story. We're gonna bring a bird back to life with our feathers or with our fingers and heal the feathers, and then
that's what you do. That's what everybody does. All right. Stop it. So, I don't know if you saw this story.
Jesus, Benjamin Button.
So, the man.
Oh yes,
I've heard. Tom Hollander. The man on the right is Tom Holland. Tom Hollander recently revealed that there was a mix-up at his agency, and he was mistakenly sent Tom Holland's 7-figure Marvel bonus. Could you imagine?
So, okay, here's the thing. If Entourage has taught me anything, it's that when you're on a late night show, you need to have a story. You need to have something that's happened that's hilarious. And if you need to stretch the truth a little bit so that you get a few laughs while you're on stage,
they call it the Hassan Minaj.
Is that a really? Yeah. Well, so I don't know, like, I can't see them fucking up a 7-figure check. I mean, maybe they did. Who knows? But I'm just saying, like, maybe was this just for show, or was it like has it been corroborated? Because yeah, I heard that, and that maybe that's just my skepticism. And again, if Entourage has taught me anything, it's that what I just said.
Yeah.
So
I guess the question is if it is just late night fodder or true. My skepticism would say, who sends checks nowadays? Isn't this all e-transfer or direct deposit?
No, we won't have automatic deposit.
Not for 7 figures.
No.
That here is on a check that someone can endorse in the back and deposit in somebody else's account.
The higher the number, the more primitive we get. Yeah.
It's a money order.
That's right. Yeah. No. We got good old Western Union here for you.
That's right. Just briefcases of cash.
Who is this guy, Tom Hollander?
Tom Hollander? He's been in a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, maybe. I just don't recognize. He kind of eerily looks like an older Tom Holland, though. It's a bit weird. Or maybe it's just the photo you chose, but it looks...
I took like the exact photo from the exact article in which the story came from on Threads. A lot of TV, a lot of voiceover stuff.
He's English too, isn't he?
Of course. Aren't they all?
Yeah.
He played the Prime Minister in Rogue Nation. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. That's where I'm best known from.
Really? I don't remember. Oh, wait.
Think about it. You'll remember.
Yeah, it's maybe starting to come back to me. Anyway, that's cool. I mean, I would love to.
He's also in Beckett, Lord Beckett in the Pirates movies.
Oh, it's been a minute since I've seen those.
He's got to go. One of the obviously Brits going after Jack Sparrow.
So he's obviously an employee of Disney's then. So yeah, maybe the mistake could have happened. Maybe
look alike.
Yeah. I mean, just forgot the ER. And there you go. Would they say 7 figures? So Jesus. Just
yes, thank you.
This is your bonus. Thanks so much.
Let's be serious. The guy probably thought there's nothing I've done to date that would ever pay me this.
Right? I mean, I was really good in Rogue Nation as the mayor, and I'm sure those pirate royalties are not paying out 7 figures.
Not anymore.
No.
Maybe they just thought it was Tom Holland on a next level. He's Tom Holland and Tom Hollander. It's like Die Harder.
Was it for Infinity War or Endgame? I think it was Infinity War. He was saying.
I know. You think you get a big bonus for that for essentially like a cameo
in
versus Infinity War? Homecoming or
no? He was in the movie pretty prominently in Infinity War.
I'm figuring it would have been probably for No Way Home because that was $1 billion movie that he starred in.
No, this was a bonus for Infinity War or Endgame. It was one of those two movies.
Well, then I would say Infinity War.
Probably Infinity War. It must be. Yeah. Because you're right. He doesn't come back to the end. But boy, when he comes back.
Look out. He's
Avengers
there.
Assemble. Get chills down the old spine.
Could you think... I know because they said he did a lot of takes, and that's the best one. Could you see him saying that assembled any differently than how he does it in the movie?
No.
Without it coming across as like corny or lame?
No.
Has to whisper it.
It was perfect. Now I think that was the only time that he had said that in the MCU too.
Yeah, because every other time he gets cut off.
Oh, right.
I think after Ultron, he walks in the room, he's like Avengers, and then
yeah. It's like the new Avengers. Yeah. God, we just need to get back to some good movies. Really, we do.
One day. That's a good segue to good movies. So Marvel set a new record.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Their first ever Razzie nominations.
Whoa.
For the gem that was Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. It's got nominated for 3 awards. Worst Supporting Actor, good friend of the show, Bill Murray. Worst Prequel, Remake, Ripoff, or Sequel. And Worst Supporting Actor, Michael Douglas. It is the first ever Marvel Studios project to ever be nominated for a Razzie.
Why? Like,
we did it!
So, I mean, how does MODOK dodge the Razzies?
Seriously, that's why I grabbed this photo, because I'm like, these...
I thought for sure it was Yellow Jackets.
The great Michael
MODOK.
Douglas. But no, yeah, nothing about MODOK.
Yeah, so weird. I mean, I'm trying to think back. Like, Bill Murray's cameo was supposed to be like, whoa, Bill Murray's in the MCU, and it was shit.
Apparently, he had a lot more, like a bigger role in that movie.
Yeah, but like, you know what? Actually, I was gonna say, like, was Michael Douglas all that bad? And I was gonna say he wasn't. You know, big up to Hank Pym, founding Avenger member. But I do remember when they were trying to escape in the ship, he said a few like corny jokes that, yeah, made you kind of cringe. So good.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Recognize this shit that was.
But like MODOK was awful. It really was awful. Did they have like worst movie in the Razzies? Like, is there like worst? And this wasn't nominated. Very interesting.
So I guess they found some sort of saving grace. I don't know what it was.
But will this be like a wake up call to Marvel? No, it won't.
No.
They're going to be like,
a wake up call is the box office returns.
They're going to be, yeah, fair enough. They're going to be so oblivious to it that they're going to be like, oh, we were nominated for something, not pay close enough attention, because that's what their problem is, attention to detail. And they're just going to assume they got nominated for something great, you know?
Here, let me ask you this.
Sure.
So the next big thing that they have coming is Deadpool. What number do you think that movie hits? That, has to hit for them to go, okay, we're all right. Or which one does it come below? They're like, fuck, we really should make sure that we're going back to the beginning. Let's dust off that old playbook rather than what we're doing now.
I'm going to say, I mean, I'm just arbitrarily picking down a number. I'm going to say 600 million.
Post-pandemic numbers. Yeah. It's probably not one that you're going to.
But I think equally important is not the money that it takes home. I mean, sure, to the studios, yes, it's the be all end all. But I think what's equally important is, does this movie, you know, fix the scales in terms of how they need to progress? Because this is going to be that opportunity. Obviously, he's going to be going across multiple dimensions. We know this. And do they treat that dimension hopping good enough so that they will kind of level set and be laser focused on what they need to do over the next course of the movies leading into what? Secret Wars? Or would it be Kang Dynasty? I'm so confused.
Avengers 5, I think, is what it's referred to now.
So they're just going back to
Kang Dynasty may or may not happen.
So yeah,
depends if they get a new Kang.
But if you ask me money wise, I'm going to go with 600 million. No rhyme or reason for that, other than that's just kind of what my gut is. It's a ton of money, less than what Otani makes, but
the caveat I'm finding here now is we know the Marvels did nothing, but it also wasn't hated. It was like, it's all right by most. So is that enough to say, okay, I think we're doing better than we thought? People are not coming out to see these movies, but they're not hating them like they did for the last one.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And I think the end credit scene with Beast and Binary and Professor. It might be the saving grace, or like, okay, like they're ending on a good note. You know, they're ending on, hey, what happened the last time we were at the movie theaters for a Marvel movie? Oh yeah, it was the Marvels. Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great, but that end credit scene, boy, was that good. If Deadpool can pick up on that and carry it forward, and that's what phases 1 through 3 were all about, was just piggybacking off of the last thing that was out. And if
they started doing self-contained little stingers, and that was just ridiculous.
I can go on all cowboy and just, you know, spraying and praying.
Well, you know the worst part of all of that was is that you had Endgame end with Smart Hulk with a banged up arm. Shang-Chi comes in, you have Banner back, no explanation, banged up arm. She-Hulk comes around, he's back to Hulk, and his arm's fixed, and it's just, I spent some time in a lab.
Yeah.
Like, where's the cohesiveness that we've had up until this point?
There isn't any. It's just we're gonna do what we want to do. We're gonna do what we want to do.
Mm-hmm. Fuck the things.
Yeah, it'll be. I will know. I'd say this time next year, the longevity of the MCU. Is there a DC movie coming out, like one of James Gunn's movies coming out this year, or is that next year?
No, they're just starting to film them. The first one they're filming is Superman.
Okay.
I think it starts filming in the spring.
Next year. Well, it's a very critical moment in time for those fine folks over at Disney. Did I watch Ant-Man?
Not Ant-Man, Aquaman.
No. Did you?
No. I haven't even seen the first one.
Yeah, don't. I mean, you watch Shazam before you watch the first Aquaman.
I did watch both Shazam.
Oh, yeah, fair enough, you did.
I haven't watched Batman versus Superman. I've seen both Wonder Womans. I saw the first Suicide Squad, the Will Smith one. I haven't watched Black Adam. I unfortunately sat through Joker.
I haven't seen Joker.
Oh, dude.
No?
It is it's a certain type of person who's like, this movie's fucking great. And
that's what I hear.
Type of people are like, really? Like, that's like, I don't know if I want to.
Is it too artsy? Is that the problem? Is it
it's not that it's artsy. It's just like I know, again, it's the origin story of what's supposed to be a villain, but a villain who has no, as we know, has no name. But this guy's got a name.
Is it Jack Napier?
No, it's Arthur Fleck or something like that.
Okay.
But it's essentially Todd Phillips' Taxi Driver. But his turn, like, if you do watch it, I'm sure you'll be with me too.
Boring.
Is that his reasoning, or the reason why he turns bad, is not what you would think the Joker's reasoning would be. It's essentially like people made fun of him. It's Waterboy. Stop making fun of me. Is what he does it.
H2O. Like the beautiful H2O.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He's having this conversation with De Niro's late night talk show host because he gets made fun of. He's trying to he's aspiring stand-up, which they get right from the comics. But then the guy could not have been nicer to him backstage.
Yeah.
Talking to him on stage kind of like, essentially gives him like a reason to not be a dick about this. And then does what he does. But it's just like, I know you're supposed to make this Joker the bad guy for the sake of being bad. But what we know of the Joker is he doesn't care.
He's psychotic.
Because this is just, you made fun of me and now you have to die.
Yeah, see, it's artsy. It's artsy fartsy.
And then obviously whoever is, it's like, it's kind of was in, also takes it into the what do they have, the 99, the 1% 9%, the Wall Street, the fucking
Occupy Wall Street.
Wall Street, yes.
Yeah,
that's factors into it too. It's, I know. So
are there any Easter eggs in the movie?
No, because it's like aside from like Thomas Wayne's in it and Wayne Manor's in it, like it's entirely Elseworlds. But like they also have Bruce's. I don't think they show him, but he's mentioned that he's a kid. So Joker would, I guess, be a senior citizen by the time he's up to be Batman's age. I don't know. I did not enjoy it at all.
Yeah,
I gave it a shot. It looked cool when I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh no, this is not.
It's not something that it's not something where I've been interested in seeing it. I think if I just happened to catch the channel at the right time and it was 8:06 and it started at 8, sure, I might watch it. But
you need those 6 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm not quite interested.
Well, at least you got some standards.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I also did watch Black Adam.
I liked it. Black Adam, though. I mean,
you're I think the one person that I've heard liked it.
It's
and that includes people who made it.
Yeah, he's just one of my favorite villains, though. So he gets a longer leash. I
find Black Adam without Shazam is Venom without Spider-Man.
It's a very good point. Very good point.
How are we having a third Venom movie come out and there's no Spider-Man?
Or maybe there will be. Because of No Way Home, right? Maybe that, and who knows? Who knows? We just have to wait until the IP is up for public domain, and then we just do our own stories, Corey, and have fun with it. Be accurate about it, and not have people question like we are questioning the movies now. Like, what the fuck is happening?
We're gonna get the most comic accurate suit ever with the webbing under the arm.
Yeah. Yes.
Although they had that in Homecoming for a very brief scene.
Very, very brief. Very brief.
Speaking more about DC, there is some fan casting, our favorite. Tell me what you think of this one. Plastic Man. Bill Hader.
Amazing. You'd be amazing.
Did you go Elongated Man?
No, I wouldn't go. No, yeah, fair enough. I wouldn't go Elongated Man because he's more detective, like.
But you have to see Bill Hader doing Elongated Man is like a comedy, like spoof.
No,
of,
because
like,
that's
noir.
Plastic Man. Like that's Plastic Man.
Fair enough.
I
just like the idea of him doing like a noir thing.
So I didn't even read what it said.
Just said fan cast. This is Bill Hader fan cast as Plastic Man in DCU.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Comment your thoughts below or verbalize them.
It would be amazing. And you don't have to have the exact same suit. You can change it up a little bit.
We want comic accurate suits. He needs like the cutoffs.
Yeah, and just like the laces, right? Like just tightens. Hey,
yeah.
grabs the drawstrings. Hey,
that's right.
I'm gonna wrap myself around you.
And the glasses or goggles.
Fuck yeah, he would be great for this. He'd be amazing.
You think could be a world where at the same time that Fantastic Four comes out, we have Plastic Man? Competing stretchy guys?
Yeah, I think at this point, what was almost like, Shazam coming out as soon as Captain Marvel was coming out, and it was like 2 Captain Marvels were out in the theaters at the same time. One that was previously known as Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel.
With Marvel.
Yeah, with Marvel. Like just so it could happen. It could happen. I just wish. It makes me wonder, like, do actors catch wind of these fan casts?
They do.
As easily as we do.
They do.
Think Bill Hader sees this.
And
then my follow-up question to that is, why don't they just go on Instagram and just like do like a little mini audition? If they think that it's right, we've seen a lot of really cool fan casts out there over the years, where it'd just be really cool to see that actor like just go on, you know, Instagram stories or whatever platform they want to use and just do like a 5-minute bit. You don't even have to know the character. Go grab a single comic book, read it, interpret that character because you're a professional in that field, and just go do a 2-minute clip. It'd be so awesome.
Have you been seeing or following the people suggesting or fan casts about who's going to replace Jonathan Majors as Kang?
I've seen a few.
So one was Coleman Domingo, was like, I think shortly after Jonathan Majors got fired, his name was floating around, and he did comment on seeing people like championing it.
Oh, did he?
Like, okay. Haven't heard anything about it. So yeah, they do catch wind, and sometimes like these fan casting is actual like legit possibilities.
Leaks, yeah, or even just leaks, yeah.
Because the latest one I heard was John David Washington.
And who's that?
Denzel's son.
What's he been in?
In Tenet.
Oh, opposite Robert Pattinson?
Mm-hmm.
That's his son?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
From Ballers.
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, you know what? Like the one fucking scene that Marvel shot themselves in the foot was the, you know, Council of Kangs where they're all the same. And literally, like the one scene that the memo said, don't record the same person for all the characters. They crumpled that up, threw it in the bin, and now they shot themselves in the foot.
I told you that's the one thing, aside from obviously the quality of movies, but the one thing that just drives me absolutely nuts about Marvel's multiverse is, depending on who's under contract, they're the same character, but anyone else we can get in, different actors. Oh, we got Jonathan K as Reed Richards, but nope, it's going to be a different guy in this movie. But it's the same Benedict Cumberbatch or Rachel McAdams.
But wait,
Charles
there's
Xavier
more.
is the same.
Yeah. Just depends on what day of the week it is that you catch them. Tuesdays,
look at all these characters that remain the same throughout. But no, this one guy's different. And we have 3 different Peter Parkers.
Yeah, it's dependent on the day, right? Like, you know, Fridays is, you know, free for all Fridays, so it could be whoever you want. And then Mondays are like, no, it's,
you know what? I don't think we talked about
Monday.
this. Mm-hmm. But obviously it's obviously likely to change after Secret Wars. But does it not drive you nuts that in No Way Home, Norman Osborn establishes that, like, you know, Oscorp doesn't exist. He doesn't exist in that universe. And it's belief based on that none of those Marvel villains exist in the MCU proper.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if these, I guess that's another episode, even though we did talk about it, but the fucking plot holes of that movie with how Norman dies predating Otto, but they both somehow get plucked from the same universe at different times to come to MCU. Also, nobody knew that Norman was the Green Goblin until Spider-Man 3. The only person who finds out outside of Peter
is
Harry from the butler tells him, but Otto somehow knows all about it and mentions it.
I think I know what our homework is for next week. I think I know what our homework is.
Plot holes.
Yeah, just rewatch it, and
I also love, like, the trailer says, like, all the villains coming here, these are all people that were killed by Spider-Man or died fighting Spider-Man. And then in the movie, it's all the people who knows who Peter Parker is. But Electro doesn't know who Peter Parker is, because when Andrew takes his mask off, he says, "Oh, I thought you were black," because he's from Queens.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, because even in Amazing Spider-Man 2 down in Times Square, he had his mask on the whole time. Interesting.
Like, stop your writing the movie. Take your time.
Yeah, slow down. So is that the homework for next week then?
But I have to watch it again?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Hey, listen.
Each time I watch it,
right into that.
Each rewatch, I've liked it less and less.
How many times have you seen it?
Thrice.
Okay.
I know nobody says thrice, but I do.
Because we could do that, or I could do the Joker.
Like we legit did an episode. I think it's fucking like
I think
92.
Was it 92?
But you know what? But hey, that was like 30 episodes ago.
Yeah.
I told you we were gonna do like rewatches and stuff if you want to.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Do we want to do that?
I don't want to watch the Joker again, unless you're gonna watch it.
No, I really have no interest in watching the Joker.
Please don't make me watch it.
What should we do? Let's do where it all started. Let's do Iron Man 1.
We're gonna go through all 80-some
No,
movies.
just we talked about what they were doing right. Copious amounts of time.
Okay.
When they first started. Let's watch where it all began. Well, I guess technically it's the Hulk, but I really don't feel like watching that one.
What, Ang Lee's the Hulk?
Yeah. Not Ang Lee's. No.
No, Incredible Hulk came after Iron Man.
Yeah, it did.
Iron Man was May, and I think Incredible Hulk was June.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do Iron Man 1. Because I seem to not have I didn't have a big issue with the Ironmonger in that movie, but maybe I need to see it again.
Ooh, I wonder if I have it quickly. So, somebody pointed this out on Threads over Christmas, and obviously you weren't here, so fuck you, buddy.
It was suntanning.
Yeah, like who does that? I think I have. I hate stuff that is small to see. Let me just throw this up on the old drive. Give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves.
I got an Apache helicopter over my house, it seems. What the hell is going on?
I hate that.
Jesus.
It's funny, like we're nowhere near the airport, but every so often,
yeah, it's like
you hear it, and it's like the hell.
Or it could be a loud car that's got the muffler issue. Who knows?
A car backfire. You thought someone was shooting at you?
Yeah. John Candy reference again. Uncle Buck. Why did we not say Uncle Buck in the top 3? Oh my God. Harry Crumb, done. He's out. Uncle Buck, you're in.
I love me some Uncle Buck.
Jesus Christ, that's a fail on our part.
Where do you see that toast? I couldn't even get it through the door.
Yeah.
The symmetry of Iron Man. So you got Obadiah Stane, pulling the arc reactor out, leaning over, telling him and stuff, and he might die. And then boom, Thanos, same thing. Crazy, eh?
All in the same scene too.
All back when they actually gave a shit and took their time.
Amazing. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the homework. That's it. Next week, Iron Man 1, 2008's Iron Man.
You know what you could do? I love how we're workshopping this live on air. Cover the arc of the character.
Okay. I don't know if I can do 3 movies this week.
No. I meant like that's the run. Like we'll start where it starts.
Okay.
Discuss and then go to when it ends, and you can do that. Doesn't all have the MCU stuff. Just sequelized things.
Perfect.
Now I can delete this picture from my.
It all starts.
I'll start somewhere.
All starts with Iron Man 1. Awesome. So is that it then for the week?
Let me see. Next slide. Oh, yes, sir.
It is. Well, thank you for joining us on this week's episode of Open Collar, since we are your favorite geek culture podcast. If you enjoyed the discussion, make sure to hit that subscribe and hit that like button that's on the podcast aggregator of your choice. And if you are watching us on the YouTube's live, thank you. We encourage you to come back. But yeah, give us a follow on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, whichever is your preference, by searching for Open Collar Pod. Always, as always, a big shout out, and we appreciate your support to our awesome Open Collar community. Until next time, stay geeky and keep those collars open. It's
we change the name
in progress.
Yeah, if we change the show, like popped collar, you got to keep them popped.
That's right.
Yeah, I feel like that episode of Seinfeld where Jerry keeps crossing his legs and his foot's falling asleep. And the guy thinks he's making fun of him when he gets up to stomp it out and then ends up setting the whole business on fire.
Jesus.
Yeah, I sat on my foot.
Just get it going. Just stomp. I got to say something really funny. We do have a Feldman, though, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not stalling or anything. I'm just stating facts here. And now, your feel good Feldman. Enjoy.
All right, listen. I'm trusting you guys, okay? Don't make me do anything stupid. I've got this feeling coming over me. I'm disbelieving what I think I see. I can vision music. I can feel the beat. I can touch the bass line. Tap it with my feet. Now things have changed. My mind has rearranged. My soul's in motion. And things are getting strange. I'm feeling deep down in my soul. I'm feeling I gotta know where to go. I'm feeling hope you like what you see. I'm feeling are you gonna dream a little dream with me? Yeah. The blood is rushing straight through my veins.